is in session. This is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC Guy, and TradeFly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy. It's all going down. Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. We got a lot of news breaking today. Hong Kong ETFs approved. We got a rally, or is this a retest of the triangle breakout? We'll be looking at that. And plus, what's going on with Iran and Israel? Is there more to come? All that and a whole lot more today on Piper Academy, guys. Let's get it. Class is in session. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Piper Academy. We're coming at you live every Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, and markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Thanks for joining us here today. Guys, we got a lot of news coming in today. We had a lot of stuff over the weekend, as you guys, I'm sure you're all tracking. But the most important news, I have ZTS here. So if you guys watched yesterday's live stream, special Sunday edition live stream I did, I had a whole period where I talked about Tesla without a chart up, and someone in the chat said someone call ZTS, so don't worry, we have him here today, so nothing's going to be missed on the charts today, guys. But I'm not doing it by myself. I've also got my the rest of my cohorts here from the Piper Academy, my team, the boys, the OC guy, and TradeFly. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What is going on, guys? Man, I'll tell you what, I am a little bit tired. I was up till about 3 a.m. last night, kind of my new schedule. So just so you guys know, I'm putting it in for you guys, on about 2 hours of sleep and then getting up and doing the show. So
I know you are, and we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, but I'm happy to be here. And I'm actually feeling pretty good. Yesterday, I woke up on Sunday thinking it was Monday. That's how out of it I was. I had everything set up. I was ready to go. And I was like, cricket. I was like, oh,
it happens. It happens. OC, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Not much. Just getting ready today. We have Trade and I. We have Trading Wars. Trading Wars upcoming in the next couple of hours. So yeah, just getting chill out. I'm gonna do me or prepare me a little coffee. Aviation, legendary aviation coffee, just to be very sharp on today's session.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, let's get into this news. We got a lot of stuff that we need to go over here. One thing that I am going to call out on here is we had I'm missing a chart here. There it is. Okay. We had news over the weekend. So yesterday I was talking to everybody and I said, look, we had this stuff that happened over the weekend, you know, the World War III threat, right? If you guys don't know, Iran retaliated against Israel for Israel doing an operation on a embassy, in the Iranian embassy, which is sovereign land of, you know, Iran. So a lot of people justify it, although the G7, you know, of course, they have said, you know, shame on you, naughty, naughty Iran. But it looked like it was all settled out. It's kind of cool. It's kind of chill. Now it looks like we might have some of that coming back in. So let's go ahead and jump into the news. Let's talk about that. And then we're going to look at this Bitcoin chart because we've had a movement. It's like we got good news fighting bad news right now, right? So a lot of volatility in the market. Let's go ahead and jump over and check out what we got here on the news side, guys. Today, daily news, as always, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. If you guys don't know, today is the 15th. If you haven't done your taxes yet, Ernest can still do some stuff for you guys. Get a hold of them. You get a free consultation, 25% off. Let's jump into our news cycle here. Fear and greed sitting at 74 today, guys. 74, we're in greed. We've had a little bit of a pullback. It was like 79, 80 last week. Getting a little calm down there, but we're still sitting in greed right now. Jumping over to the crypto bubbles on the daily. This is that rally I was talking about. We had a nice little rebound coming in this morning. And right now, everything looking decently green. We got core up 64%, render up 21.6%, HBAR up 7.7, Arbitrum's up 11.9. If we take a look here at the daily on the market cap version, you'll see Bitcoin's up 2.6%, Ethereum up 5.8, Solana making a nice rally back to 8.1%, increase to the upside, ADA about 5.8 there. We can go ahead and scroll down here, take a look, and you can just see big ones. Solana, Toncoin Bitcoin up 10.1% today. Avalanche up 6.7%. I want to see Near Protocols up 4.6. I did pick up some Near Protocol this weekend. What about you guys? Did you guys pick up anything on this dip? For transparency's sake, I bought some Near Protocol. I bought ONDO. I bought some ONDO this weekend. I also got what else was there? Big Time. That was a little Vegas play for me. I'll talk about that in a second with the guys. And then I also bought one other token. I don't remember what it was. I bought 4 tokens this weekend though. So let us know in the chat. Did you guys buy anything on this dip? What else do we have here? That is big movers. 21% upside. Render making some nice moves there. V-Chain's up 10%, Arbitrum up 11. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there. Decent little return rally here. Liquidations. I want to talk about this because right now it looks low. In the past 24 hours, 76,911 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $222.5 million. Largest single liquidation was on Bitcoin. It's on Bybit, 5.6 million. We are, as we speak, 4 days, 12 hours, 13 minutes away from the halving. It looks like right now it's going to be on April 19th. We were kind of hoping for an April 20th. That would have been a 420 halving, but looks like it's going to be on the 19th right now. 660 blocks remaining. But despite all that, guys, meme coin and AI token lead the gains after Bitcoin drop caused $2 billion in liquidations this weekend, absolutely crushing the markets. When an analyst firm said over $13 billion in open interest was wiped out as $1.5 billion in bullish bets, longs that would be, totally liquidated there. So that's what will happen on that end. I just want to talk about AI tokens and meme coins are leading the way on this. This week, guys, excuse me. This week, guys, for the events, we do have some major ones coming here. First, let's jump over here. We'll do some fear and greed. X marks the spot. Let's get into the list here from the Kabisi letter because he always does a great breakdown on it. Where are you, Kabisi letter? There we go. The Kabisi letter, he says, key events this week. March retail sales on Monday. That's what we get today. Fed Chair Powell is going to be speaking on Tuesday. We get existing home sales data on Thursday. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index on Thursday. And 10% of the S&P 500 companies will be reporting their earnings this week, along with 13 Fed Reserve speakers. All while geopolitical tensions have worsened. So that's what we have going on this week. Is there anything else in here? Yeah, guys, Hong Kong ETF is approved. And I got this video here. I'm going to see if I can get this up. Let me get this in here.
Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. Well, check this out. There's a giant Bitcoin ad right now talking about the ETF that's imminent in Hong Kong. There's definitely a lot of attention going on here because at the end of the day, when these ETFs launch, they need people to buy, right? So more and more ads, more and more attention, and Hong Kong's trying to push itself to be the center of Web3. So in this financial hub with so many people, we're gonna see more of this.
So yeah, there you go, guys. That's what we got there on that. It's pretty interesting, in my opinion. I think that seeing that Hong Kong has gotten like out there on the spot, like on the jump street to get those billboards out. If this was just approved and they're already pushing billboards out in their financial district, that's a pretty big deal to me, in my opinion. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Everything that I just dropped on there, the liquidations this weekend. Did you buy any dips? Let me know. And guys, in the chat, let me know also, because I have a new camera. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I think it looks much better than what we had before. So, yeah, TradeFly, what thoughts on anything that just went over? Had a lot of stuff in there that we just unwrapped, but did you buy any of the dip, and did you have any feedback on that stuff?
Nope. So I will be perfectly honest with you. I did not buy the dip. And the reason I did not buy the dip is I was waiting for to get a couple briefs and to kind of see macroeconomically what's going on with all the tension, we'll say, in the world. And, you know, I just wanted to get smart on that before I invested my money, because I think that's going to have the bigger impact of, you know, pretty much any of the news right now. If Israel does decide to retaliate, I think that's really going to drive the market in a negative way. So I'm kind of take a wait and see approach. Honestly, you have something on the charts that you're going to talk about as well. That is another indicator for maybe a reason we might see a little bit more downside. And then what else? Yeah, ETF news. That's price back up to where we're at. So it's very interesting. We have kind of this wrestling action between news narratives. We got bad news, we got good news. So I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach right now. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting, to be honest with you. I haven't made a move. I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting. Mute.
You're sitting in your sniper's nest. I got it. OC, how about you, man? How about, did you buy anything this weekend? And do you have anything on that Hong Kong ETF stuff? Or, what do you think?
Well, to be honest, I was not completely aware on the ATF Hong Kong. I did hear about something. I was not keeping track on where was it going to be launched or if it already had got launched. But yes, absolutely. Let me just bring here my my trusty wallet here, and I'll tell you what I picked. I picked Solana and Soltrain. I picked Ethereum. I picked AVEX. I picked MATIC, and of course, I picked a little bit more of BTC. So I do believe that this is going to be helping us to maybe mitigate a little bit of the what might be happening at this point. That remember that I've been talking about for a long time, that we're going to be ranging till we hit the what is the halving event. And despite it was forming a little bit of a fake out on a triangle, fake out to the upside. Now it's faking to the downside. I don't believe that we're going to go all the way down to, I don't know, 60K. Although I need to also to be transparent. I do have a couple of open orders there. Nonetheless, I believe that we are in the same range that I've been talking about, and this ETF news is going to help bring back or prepare us for the breakout that might be happening shortly after the halving event.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm tracking. There's a little echo there, guys. I'm trying to take care of it on my end. So if I start talking and I'm muted, it's because I forgot that I muted myself. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump over into the Bitcoin chart. Let's talk about that. And we will take a look at what I'm seeing here, guys. If you saw this morning thumbnail, this is literally the picture. And we talked about this yesterday on the live stream, on the Sunday special edition live stream we did. I said, we will likely be heading back up. But what I'm going to be watching for is a retest of this breakout of this triangle. Typically, when we get a breakout, and you hear OC talk about this all the time, where he will talk about a it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. Well, that is exactly what we had right here. We had the little retest that happened here. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to reject back down. Yeah. But historically, and how these typically play out, we get a retest and then further downside. So we're at a critical moment right now in the past 4 hours here. You can see that we had one wick perfectly to it. We had one little push up through there, but we have yet, right now, we have yet to break this candle close line coming in at about $66,300. So going to be watching this closely here to see if we can get back up in here and maybe start to break that trend line to the upside. But as of right now, it is looking very much like this could be a possible retest. Taking a look at the oscillator, we're also coming right in line here, starting to get a little bit of flattening there right near that zero line. That is going to be some bearish stuff there. And then also look at the RSI prime, guys, flat on top on the 50% line. This is not a good look for what's going on right now, and this is setting itself up for a potential of a retest and further downside. Now, clarify a couple of things here that could happen on this play. We could just trade up this line for a while before we break up. And that would give all this stuff a chance to cool back down and give us another run for the rally. We could reject off of this and come back down to this 236, sitting at 65,500. But if I had to call it, and we take a look at what's going on here, we're getting another retest, guys, that is also being seen on the weekly chart. This is my my big chart. Let me go ahead and hide this because I don't think I need that on there. There we go. We're sitting right, we're there, guys. That's the halving line. We are sitting right now beneath the golden pocket. We have lost the golden pocket, closed this weekly candle last night below that, and this could be another weekly retest here. So even if on the 4 hour we do get up in here, that would be, you know, $69,000, $70,000 there. Well, what's sitting at that level? What? Guys, if sit at that level there, we would be right back up into a wick above. Let me find it there. We would be right coming in about at the golden pocket bottom. So we could technically get a rejection, even though we pump up for a couple of days, still get that rejection. I still think $56,000 is potentially in play. That would be a retest back to the phase 3, the platinum pocket 887 there before we go up. So I'm being very cautious right now. I'll just say that. TradeFly, let's kick it over to you and let's see what you have on your charts right now. I know you probably have that. Heat map up there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Yep, let me get over to it. Sorry about that. So I was actually looking at Bitcoin. Then I was looking at the NASDAQ and SPX. So just to kind of see what they were doing on the market open. It looks like they're positive right now. So that's a little interesting. Not quite what I was expecting, to be perfectly transparent with you. But over to the liquidation heat map, I got that up on the daily right now, just so you can kind of see where the hotspots are. You do have some building up here at around 67 or so, maybe just under that. So there's some liquidity sitting up there short term. Not too much sitting around 64,000, and then you can really see it building up around 62K. That makes sense. Obviously, it came down, and that's where we found support. So just underneath of that is where you're seeing some liquidity just on the daily. But let's go ahead and zoom out. Let's look at it on the weekly and see kind of where we really have the hot spots. And there you go. So sitting up at around 71.45 and above, you got a lot of liquidity sitting in there. You got billions of dollars sitting in that area. So keep an eye on that. But short term, nothing too crazy, nothing getting too hot. But on the daily, definitely a little bit to the top side there. So it could be a little bit of room for it to move up, clear out some of that liquidity ultimately before it moves down. So we'll see.
Awesome. I appreciate it. What do you got on your Bitcoin chart? Go ahead and talk about that, and then we'll go ahead and do a round robin of what you guys are seeing on Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, I won't deep dive too much into it because you've kind of already talked about it, right? But I will kind of reiterate. I've been watching this fixed range volume profile for probably over a week now, and it's held up pretty well. You see the volume area high, volume area low, and it's really kind of stayed in that. We found a range. We haven't really found a range. It's been quite a significant amount of time really. So we're finding consolidation here. So that kind of shows you the strength of our all-time high at about 73K. So keep that in mind, that like this is really the first time where we didn't just hit something or a higher high and then pull back and then ultimately shoot through it. Now we're really finding resistance in this area. So, you know, keep that in mind. It's going to be probably a little bit tougher for it to push up and through. But yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. There's a retest of this area. My line is a little bit different, but ultimately showing the same thing. So, you know, keep an eye on that. We did come down here to the support area. This one was pretty easy to find, to be honest with you, because you had this support before that ultimately took off, came down. We got one touch on it. So just falling outside of this fixed range volume profile and finding the support right here wasn't a hard play, man. Honestly, I'm kind of a little upset at myself that I didn't jump on that. But just given the times, given what I'm doing in life, I kind of decided to wait there to see how things were playing out. So didn't know the ETF narrative was coming either. So, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Obviously, you got all the moving averages, the dynamic reactors on the top side in conjunction with this area that we're going to retest right now. So it's going to be tough. We'll see if it makes it through. If it does, then hey, man, could be a nice ride back up and right and trying to retest this all-time area or all-time high again. So we'll see.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. I think I fixed that echo problem completely now. I put my headphone in here.
Yeah, it sounds
not
good.
Sure what it is. Perfect. All right, OC, what you got, bro?
All right.
Besides
So
no
I'm just gonna
chart.
pull up.
OC
What do you
has no
got?
chart. That's what he has. There you go. There's your chart. Start talking. Camera's coming in now.
Perfect. Let's take a look at this. So remember, guys, that I've been talking about for a long time that we've been on the range, or that we have 30% chances of ranging, and we've been seeing how that range forms. Remember that the only way to know which pattern we are, it's at the breakout pattern and continuation. Like, for example, I even was looking at the same triangle that most of us was looking at, right? But also took in the back of my head which the strongest, and that is for me personally, with the strongest possibility, the range instead of the triangle. And as you can see, a triangle was formed, right? But it also had its fake out and it breaks down, and then we're going for the retest. Piper was talking about a breakout and retest on this trend line that we have going on here, which was part of the triangle, right? Let me just make sure that I do show it, this trend line right here. And this is what I believe that it's going to happen. We're going to be retesting from it and moving forward down. Why is that? You might be asking or saying, look at that, but you were talking about this right area right here. And did I enter? Yes, of course, I did enter. But also look at the pattern that we have had here. So we have a full micro range going down all the way down. We have a secondary retest, right? We had a dead cat bounce, or what looked like a dead cat bounce, and then we fall short from a retest, which make us a cricket double bottom or a higher low, right? A higher high, and therefore a change of structure right here. So I believe that we're going to be having the same kind of thing. I'm not going to be getting worried until I start losing this area right here at the 60K 500. So yeah, you guys know that I've been looking at this area for a long time, and finally Saturday it did cut it. Saturday the 13th cut it, did enter, so played out very nicely. I still am right now on profits. I do believe that we're gonna go back down for a shorter movement like this one, and then keep making a range. Remember that before we break out, I'm gonna be looking for this kind of pattern in which the range starts bunching up above the zero line or below the center line on the range. So that's what I want to see to start predicting a possible breakout to the upside. The same is going to go if I invert this and then start bunching out down here or below the center line. If I see it bunching out below the center line, I'll be expecting a breakout to the downside, and maybe we can go visit the next box that TradeFly has been looking also for a long time, and I have been looking at that 60, 50, what is it, 52, 53, or even 49 liquidation heat map, where we see the volume being built up. So that's what I got on Bitcoin. Still on my play on trading the range, and we'll see how it play out. So far, I'm not gonna be setting a stop loss because that was a long run entry for me, and I'm gonna keep it until further throughout the year.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Let's go ahead and jump over here into news. I got to bring OC's camera back in here. Yeah, he had some issues getting in this morning, so things weren't dropped in all the time. But guys, here's a reason that we could easily get that retest. So this came out. Actually, let's go to the other one first. There we go. This one came out 16 hours ago. So yes, this weekend with the whole ordeal between Iran and Israel, Iran Supreme National Security Council approved a tenfold increase in the magnitude of strikes against Israel if Netanyahu decides to escalate the situation further. So I know that as of this yesterday morning, Biden said, hey, don't react, don't respond, don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And everyone said, okay, it's kind of cooled off now, it's chilled out. This was, hey, if they don't chill out and they come back at us, we have this on the table to do. Well, about 51 minutes ago, this came out from OSINT Defender. I follow him. He does open source intelligence polls, so he's reading from like news releases and press releases, stuff like that, aggregating the data, putting it together. He does a pretty good job at it on X. But he said, as the Israeli war cabinet is meeting today, officials have stated that Israeli government and military officials are still determined to respond to Iran's attack on Saturday night against Israel. though the scope of a strike and its timing are still being heavily debated. So that news right there tells me that we could see further escalation of this Iran versus Israel thing. And so that would be a reason for the markets to do another pullback. OC and TradeFly, OC, we'll go with you first. What are your thoughts? Or do you think, first, two questions. Do you think that we could still see further escalation between Iran and Israel based on those two press releases? And two, how do you think the markets are going to react to that? Or are they going to be a little bit numb from the already weekend event that happened?
Oh, well, I believe that absolutely can escalate. We've seen this in the past. And I mean, we've been after a W for a long, long, long time, and everything is just getting together for the perfect storm conditions, right? So I do believe that is more a fact than a speculation, although I'll leave it to just the future to say what's going to happen. And remember that we've been looking, and especially TradeFly has been looking in lower liquidation areas, right, where liquidity to be grabbed. And let's just remember what happened last time, right before, and I mean, just the last cycle. What happened the last cycle, right before the halving event? What happened there, right? Something that talks about a black something, a black swan, right? So I
Black
believe
Swan?
it's going to be acting exactly, yes. And it's going to be if it happens, it will be reacting the same way. I don't know if it's going to go that low because we have a big open area and then we have a bunch of liquidity zones. So I'm looking at that next entry. And again, I'm not going to be selling my Bitcoin. I will be getting more. The lower it gets, the more I'm going to be buying. And that's me. That is not a financial advice. That's because all the way here, I'm deep in Bitcoin and I do believe, I sincerely believe on it. And I mean, you see it that all my savings, my retirement savings are orange. So that again, guys, that's me. I know the risk. I know I could lose them, or maybe I just might be willing to, like get whatever I can get if Bitcoin disappears. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I still throw it out there.
TradeFly, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm getting my popcorn ready. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch the show because when you start firing ballistic missiles at another country, they're crossing the line. A little drone attack, if it's very small and it's like, okay, hey, here's our little message to you to say we don't like what you just did. But when you're actually firing missiles at another country, you've just crossed a whole nother line. And so I'm kind of sitting back. I do hope that the news that they're saying that the U.S. doesn't really want to get involved in what they got going on. That's the ideal case for us. But this is the closest we've been to seeing like a large scale multi-nation like war, I would say, in a really long time, where other countries are actually getting involved. And it takes one mistake. That's the issue. And that's the thing that you guys need to understand, that one mistake, one missile goes to the wrong place and impacts, something they didn't intend to hit. That's when shit can get really, really weird. So, just again, I'm being very cautious, I'll say, in the market personally. And so take that for what it's worth. But, yeah, man, just keep your eyes on it because I do think you'll get that initial kind of like Ukraine where the market's going to pull back. And then after the market pulls back and things kind of may start getting a little numb, then, the market will recover. But just like Ukraine, you saw that pullback first. So we'll see. I'm chilling, just kind of hoping for the best, we'll say.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a little chart here because I have a theory, and I'll have to look at it later, I guess. But I want to see what happened to the stock market at pre-World War II before the U.S. got involved. Because if you take a look, we had Russia and Ukraine, right? And there was a initial pullback. U.S. didn't really get involved directly. Through proxy, right? Through some, weapon support, stuff like that, but no direct involvement. Markets have pumped and rallied. We had the Israel and in Hamas conflict kickoff, initial market pullback, we've hit new all-time highs on everything since then.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we might see pullbacks, but I don't think we're going to see crashes because two things. One, I don't think the United States is going to get involved because we don't want to add to on an election year. Now we're in a conflict, right? That would be a presidential and congressional approval thing. Or presidential request and congressional approved. And then on top of it, Russia has already said to Iran that they would get involved if the U.S. got involved. So we're not trying to get that on top of, hey, now we're involved with Iran. Now we have Iran and Russia in an election year. I think that what we're going to end up seeing is that there's an initial pullback, and then we rally again, because no one can say that war is going to cause us to crash. We've been dealing with potential U.S. involvement in war for a hot minute now. Forever. Like Iran, Ukraine situation. Oh my God, we're going to war with Russia. No, didn't go to war with Russia. Israel and Hamas. Oh my God, we're going to war with against Hamas. Then Iran, right? Because of the third party indirect support that Iran gives to Hamas. So thought the same thing with Hezbollah when they were shooting at, flying drones, suicide drones at our boats. Like, don't touch our boats. Now, we have this other situation again. So I think at the end of the day, we are going to see some pullbacks, but I don't see the United States getting involved in World War III. It's not going to happen. And I don't see the markets having a long-term effect. We get numb pretty quick to what's going on in the markets, in the world. I mean, when it comes to the markets. So, final words on that. Then we'll get into some TradeFly.
I'll pose the question, right? When you send ballistic missiles and like swarm of drones across areas that U.S. military are working, and somehow a manned aircraft goes down, God forbid, that it does. What do you think, U.S.'s response is going to be? Oopsie, like, sorry, it's all good, man. I understand. I get it. But that minute that happens, man, it's gonna get weird. And trust me, it's super close. It's super, super close. So I'm kind of just chilling. I think maybe my mind's caught up in just everything that I do. And so that might be clouding my judgment about, what I'm doing investment wise. Well, maybe I just don't have time to have a clear mind and think about, what I'm investing in right now.
Well, just remember the whole of government and the process of war. Well, some strategic war college stuff here. The whole of government approach to war is diplomatic first. We can sanction the hell out of Iran as a punishment. We don't always have to go to military force, and a lot of times we don't go to military until we have to. We can do a whole lot more with sanctions and the power of our allies, isolating someone off until they just feel the pain, right? So, there's other ways around it. So. For sure.
I totally get that. I don't know, man. Don't have a great feeling.
I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Let's go ahead and get into some charts. TradeFly, what you got for us, man? You got anything pulled up, or you want OC to go first?
I just got the Dixie. I got that pulled up just to take a look-see at the Dixie. No Dixie picks for you guys today. Sorry. But looking at that, we have been looking at this area of resistance, right? We finally broke through. It's been a significant amount of time, but just look how many touch points we've had on this area of resistance here. Finally made a move through. You can see this little arrow I drew for you guys came down, and what was I looking at? Just a dynamic reactor. I was like, I could see something coming to the dynamic reactor, finding support going up, because we always find support on a dynamic reactor. And sure enough, it looked like it played out. But the other thing I was looking at was there's pressure building to the upside when you zoom out a little bit. And that's where we are. You can actually see it all the way as far back as July of 23, right? That's your low, and then higher low. Eventually we're going to break. Now, it's moving now. So, there's this area of resistance right here, which was support. So that looks like what we're testing right now. But, if we break that area, there could be a bigger push up, man. There could be a bigger push up anywhere 107 to, somewhere around, it's still 107. So around 107 is very much in play. and that would support, kind of the narrative of potentially seeing a retest, right? If the Dixie pushes up, obviously that opens the door for a little bit of pullback on Bitcoin. So keep an eye on this, right? Because we're kind of in a key area. If you see a rejection here in this area, then that'll be good news for Bitcoin. But if you see the Dixie continue to pump up and right, then that play out of a retest, that I won't say it could be more in play. We'll say that actual, Bitcoin actually pulling back. So keep an eye on that part of it. Should be interesting here. So again, right here, time now 106. Look for a rejection or if it pushes through. So just keep an eye on the Dixie.
Awesome. OC, what you got for us, bro?
Oh, I have Cardenso. So Cardenso was one of the ones that I did pick up throughout the weekend. And let me show you guys a couple of things that I've been looking at. Remember my first area of support, it's very clear, or it was very clear throughout my analysis. And we can see it right here. Let's just wait for it. There we go. Try to just do a work. And I was looking at this area of support and this other area of support. I need to be honest with you guys. And this was my entry right here. As we went down, I did execute an entry here. Then we went up. We built up a strong order block here, and then we went further again. So I did not buy back in here. Why? Because if for some reason, for any reason, we bounce hard from this and we break the next support, well, you'll see that we have a pretty big fall right down here, right? I mean, the next area that I'm going to be looking at is this area and then this other area, but I mean, it's very far away from this entry point up here. So remember, I'm moving with cautions in here, and I do still have in mind that something can go wrong, and that's why I am spreading my entries apart. And nonetheless, this is also a pretty good entry for me. I'm very satisfied with this entry that I did plan, and then it just went a little bit lower. It's still fine. I'm still in profits at this moment. What I believe is going to happen, let me remove everything here, it is that we're going to be looking for a possible double bottom structure if Bitcoin does the same. Remember that I'm looking for a rejection on Bitcoin, which is also going to be expected right here on this soft order block. And then we have a double line here that we have previously seen that it is a very nice bouncing area. So this could be forming that higher high and also the inverse head and shoulders that it could be giving us right here a cricket neckline or even a symmetrical triangle in which this is going to be the breakout. So I do believe that it seems not that bad. But remember, we are bearish because we are in prime score number 1 and we are below the 0 line. So that also makes us bearish. We are on the bullish state of that bearishness, but also I need to see breakouts before I commit to a re-entry or that I say that I believe it's going to keep pumping. So far, so good. Looking for a new structural rebuild, and that's what I'm looking on ADA.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got Chainlink up here. We had a request for that. Then we also had a request for MANTA. It looks like TradeFly is going to be taking MANTA. So, guys, let us know in the chat what you guys like to see. We still got about 20 minutes here. We can get some more of that, get some more of those alts in for you guys. Taking a look at Chainlink here, though, guys, just to recap on, I'm looking at the daily right now on Chainlink. We do have, Chainlink likes trading these ranges. I tell you guys this all the time, but just want to recap for the people that may not know this. We had the range going right here. We broke out of it. We started another range. And when we lost that, got a retest on it. Again, retest. There we go. We did drop down. And now we're back in the previous range. There's something else here. Let's go back to the 4 hour because I want to show you exactly what's going on here on this range that we're in. This is the range, right? Top of the range here, bottom of the range here. I want to show you guys what is coinciding perfectly on the bottom of this range right now, though, also. Let me go to the Magic Fibs. By the way, video out yesterday. Guys haven't seen it yet. Alexo Crypto did an amazing video yesterday breaking down placing your fibs and how to use fib levels. So go check that video out. It was pretty good. We have the golden pocket. The 618 is coming right here perfectly on top, on the bottom of this range channel there, if you will. And what I'm going to be watching here is we do have the 50%, which ironically enough is coming in almost at the 50% line of this channel. So the fibs in this channel could give an amazing opportunity to make some money on Chainlink, guys. What would we do with this? Well, we would trade with take profits on the 50. We would short, so long, not financial advice. Long off of that golden pocket, take profit on the 50, close out, reversal, shorts, and just try to play this range a little bit. Setting tight stop losses, you would be able to run this pretty decently. So that's what I would be watching there on Chainlink right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oscillators. Oscillator is running up pretty decent right now, but again, we're running towards the 0 line right at the same time that we're running towards that 50. And we are starting to get shorter candles here on the RSI Prime. Take a look there, what I'm seeing, you'll see big long candle, shorter candles. So keep an eye on that. Would be a reversal at that 50% line. That's why I was talking about doing a take profit there, but that's what I'm seeing on Chainlink. As long as it's in this range, it's back in its normal trade cycle. We're just, bing bongs. Shout out to Frankie Candles there. Bing bongs in between the top and bottom of that range channel. Let's kick it back over to TradeFly. What you got, bro?
Right on. Yeah, looking at MANTA on the 4 hour. So you can see we were in a little bit of a descending triangle. There was pressure to the downside. Ultimately, it broke out. So that kind of is a key right there when you're looking at that area to say, hey, this is a significant area because you see that big breakdown. Obviously, that coincided with Saturday and everything kind of going down. So, however, it hasn't really recovered like a lot of the other assets. So if you're looking at some of them like AGIX and just some of the other cryptos that are going, like Render had a nice recovery, pretty strong recoveries, but MANTA has not had a super strong recovery. And really what I'm looking at is this area of resistance right here. So at about $2.18, you got to go all the way back left on the chart. When it first hit Binance, it came down, and this is the area that essentially it was finding support at. And it ultimately did have another retest there. You'll see that strong wick, which does indicate some good buying pressure in that area. However, now we're retesting it as resistance. So that's not really ideal. I mean, if you're looking at the indicators, of course, they're going to show an up and right movement just based on, the overall market recovering Sunday into this morning. So you kind of have that little V shape there on the 4 hour at least. But look, I mean, it's pretty clear there's resistance there. So that's kind of your key area right now, $2.18. You're looking for a break there. Let me look on the hourly, just see if I can get a little better look at what I'm seeing in terms of the indicators strength wise. Let's go ahead and take a look-see at that. Yeah, so you're still under the 100-day, you're still under the dynamic reactor, and this is on the hourly, so that stuff should be a little bit closer, and it's starting to bend back down to the right here, and you got a reversal of trend there once it actually came up for the retest, so there was kind of a lot like lining up in that area looking for rejection. Good news is you are on the top side of the 20 and the 50 SMA on the hourly, but ultimately I would be pretty careful here. Definitely not an area I would go long. My area would be looking for it to actually break through this area about 217, 218. So what I would be looking for, because this is clearly resistance, is for it to come up, come back down, get that retest before you're looking for the continuation up and right. But just overall, in comparison, looking at this compared to some of the other altcoins, like, it's not looking the best for MANTA, to be honest with you. It's not showing the same strength that a lot of the other projects are. So daily does show at least you got into the oversold situation there, and you got a little green dot on the Cypher B. So yeah, ultimately wait. That would be what I would do until it breaks out of this area, and then you can start looking at going long again. Just understand that you are going to have resistance. Obviously back, you can see the mean, right? If you're just looking at this, sorry about that. You can see kind of the average, right? You can see the mean on the screen there. Like you can see there's a range. So just, I would sit back for now. I wouldn't go long.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. I'm going to be coming back and doing some ONDO right after OC's chart. So I got ONDO coming up. OC, what you got for us, brother?
I have American oil. So I was looking at American oil, and with this price war, I believe it's cool to look at it right now and see. Remember that at this point, I was looking at a Friday analysis, and I was looking at this in numbers: eight for positive, and also three consolidation. That means that we are not consolidating; we're moving within the previous range. So that lead me to believe that we're going to be having a bounce out of this area, but also looking at this confluence zone that I have marked down here. That's why you see my first indication of what I believe is going to happen, but also my entry zone if did not, right? So what happened is that we were right here at the top at Friday, and then we had a fake out with a full candle up and then full candle down. That usually indicates that we are not going to be breaking to the upside. So that's why I just got rid of this, right? And then what's going to happen that we're bouncing and breaking this flat bottom triangle, and we're going to the next big confluence zone. Where do I get that confluence zone? You can see that I turn on my support and resistance. Also, I have a okay, and also I have my predictive ranges. So the combination of all of those all of those tools, you can see that we're building up a strong support right down here. So again, just take it out with ease. Do not add all of your indicators at once because that can lead to analysis paralysis. So far, not looking bad for US oil, right? But also, I mean, we need to be careful. If we start breaking the dynamic reactor, that's when I start worrying a little bit. But other than that, looking for a possible entry right around the 83.34. So just keeping track in this, since we have the world alert, that might be worth to have under the radar. So yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, shout out to Dave Digital and condolences, my friend. If you guys I'm not going to put stuff on blast, but you guys can see down there. Thoughts to you. Hey guys, if you guys are getting anything out of this content today, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. We got about 30 likes right now. So go ahead and hit that like. Help the algorithm out. We appreciate it. Let's jump over and do some ONDO. As I told you guys, I bought ONDO this weekend, and I bought it on the golden pocket. So I tried to catch it here. I missed it. I was not able to get it here. I was watching TV with the family after dinner. Missed it there. It came back and triggered on my on the limited order entry down here. And so I picked it up on Saturday, getting a nice little move up there. So far, that move, I think I was somewhere in the realm of just around 64 cents on the dot. Right now, up about 50% on that ONDO purchase from this weekend. And what I'm watching for right now is we got a couple of things going on the oscillators. We are starting to get this rounded top. We do have the overbought block that's printing there. And now we are starting to get that curvature, getting that very slight small candles on the RSI prime. And when we get those, that typically means, like right, you see right here, pullbacks, right? I'm going to be watching for us to come back and do a retest here on the 236. Let's go ahead and throw on a fixed range volume profile, see how that's looking for us. Let's just run it from this area here all the way over, because that's going to be pretty much the range. Yeah, it's going to be right there along with that value area high. If we lose the value area high, watch for this point of control. That's that dash red line that you can see right there in the background, coming in right almost on top of the 382. That would be the second level of support, first level of support, of course, being the 236 here with the value area high. So but right now, ONDO looking really good. Happy with my pickup on that. And yeah, shout out to Fibonacci. That dude has made me some money. So let's get over to TradeFly and check out and see what you got there, TradeFly. We got about 11 minutes. So let's do one each quickly, and then we'll talk this out.
Right on. Yeah, I got a Polygon MATIC, put it up on the daily, so got a lot going on. But a couple things to look at here. So is the fixed range volume profile. You can see volume area high, volume area low. What are we struggling with right now? Volume area low. So it's trying to get back in basically to the mean, right? But that's finding resistance right there in that area at the volume area low. And you can see just kind of coming back left on the chart here, make it a little bit bigger for you, is that there's obviously support or now resistance in that area. So we're retesting. We're seeing, are we flipping this support area into resistance? So again, it's almost, I'm not going to say similar to MANTA because it's definitely a lot different, but kind of similar setup in terms of we're testing an area right now. So you guys know how I feel about that. I don't personally buy at resistance. I let it get through that area. But however, you're going to find all sorts of nonsense in here, right? So you do have what was the golden pocket. You got the moving averages, the dynamic reactor. That's all on the top side of where we're at right now. So it's it didn't recover as well as, again, some of the other projects like ONDO. ONDO recovered very nicely. Matter of fact, I think it's higher now than where it was on Friday when we were looking at it, if I remember correctly. So correct me there if I'm wrong, but ONDO had a really nice recovery off of the golden pocket. So that's what you would like to see with some of these other, projects, and you're not seeing it with all of them. So again, it's probably not where I would look right now until maybe there's some kind of bullish news going on. But your key area right now is where we're at, about 74.5 cents or so. We're testing that area as resistance. You want to see a breakthrough before we can look for continuation of the upside. However, looking at Bitcoin right now, it looks like it did get a bit of a rejection right about where Piper discussed, from Jump Street, right? We're at about 65.3 right now. That's not good news if you're looking at the altcoins, right? If it pulls back, well, what's the altcoins going to do? They're probably going to pull back also. So don't be surprised if you see MATIC come back down and kind of retest this area all the way down. I mean, it could come down to 67 cents or even further down to about 59 cents here, just looking at some of the previous support and resistance when I go back left on the chart. So unfortunately, don't see anything real bullish here besides, we're oversold,
I got something else here on Polygon, and I'm not sure where your fibs, because it all depends on where you pull the fibs from and stuff. If I take a look over here on mine, this is pulling the fib from the bottom here that we had on the June of 2022 up to the top point that we had on February 2023. And if you take a look, we had something very interesting happen here. First off, I had this red T box back here for a while that was previous support, then resistance. And I said, if we do lose the golden pocket when we were back here, I said, look for us to come down to that 786 previous resistance. Well, that's exactly where it wicked down to. But right now it looks like based on those two pull points for the low and the high, we're actually getting the rejection right now on the golden pocket. So that's even more bearish. And co-signing on of where we could be heading back down to because of this golden pocket rejection after passing through it. So MATIC, definitely seeing what you're seeing there. Even more confluence here when I look at this. So OC, what you got for us,
ways of getting to the same place, right?
Absolutely. Yep. If we're seeing the same thing from two different angles, we're probably both looking at the same thing accurately. So what do you got there, OC?
Oh, I have that relationship with each between love and hate, which is BNB. I do trade within Binance, guys. Not financial advice. You don't go trade in Binance if you don't like it. I do believe that it's pretty shady, but it gives me also the most versatility, and I'm very used to it. So that's a big part of what I'm still trading on Binance. So because I trade on Binance, I do hold Binance coin, right? Or BNB. I hate it. I believe that it doesn't afford anything to or adds to the chain or to the technology. Nonetheless, I can still make money, and it's worth me just holding it because it helped me with fees. Therefore, I am forced to look at it and to try to make a profit of it. All right. So looking at the triangle that we have had in here, remember that also I was talking about Bitcoin range, and we see it mimicking it almost perfectly. If we look at the triangle here, I also went to the median line right down here and created a center line for this triangle. So remember, as I was bunching up above that area, my speculation was break to the upside. We did fake out to the upside, all right? And then closing back in, that usually indicates that we're going to be reversing on the channel or on the pattern. And what happened? We went all the way back down here to my entry spot. You say, all right, well then that is the same spot that you were looking at this area. And yes, exactly, that was it. But also if you start looking at it, we had the previous signals right here with our prime trend assistant. And also we can start looking at where was our daily support and resistance, as you can see, right down here, and then turn it up, turning another one on, and you'll see that we have also a big area of entry. So far nailing it on those areas. Hopefully you did enter. I did purchase a little bit, not too much, just enough to keep me on float with with Binance and the fees, and then just also the rest of it just send it to holds. So what's up next? Up next, it's going to be exactly the same spot. So we have a high order block right down here, which indicates to me that we're going to be making that move to the upside, maybe a double retest right here on the trend line. And I do expect, because we are below the zero line and we are pretty bearish, that we continue the way down, maybe going to the high order block, just getting rid of it, make then a higher low to make that change of structure that I'm also waiting and looking at Bitcoin. So that's what I got, guys, and turning it back to you.
And let's jump over here. One last news article here. It's shout out to Lunar Beaches Crypto in the chat right now, talking about the ETH, and absolutely, he's 100% correct. Bitcoin and ETH rise as Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF applicants say that they've been approved. But it wasn't just Bitcoin, guys. They also approved Ethereum ETF. So the Ether ETF has been approved for spot in Hong Kong. However, these announcements seem to have front run. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Seems to have front-run the official statement from the Securities and Futures Commissions, which has not posted a list of approved users. Some of these posts have since been deleted. So I'm seeing a replay there, remix of what we saw here in the U.S. with the Bitcoin ETF. We saw, hey, it's approved, and then all of a sudden the post is deleted and the SEC hasn't put out anything official. So surprise. That's right. It's just quite interesting. But yeah, as of right now, it does look like Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs approved, especially that video that we showed you at the beginning. Guy walking around in Hong Kong, it's there on a billboard. So pretty interesting. But yeah, just watch those levels today, guys. We could easily have a pullback, especially with the uncertainty of what's going on between Israel and Iran. That whole conflict can easily flip markets. But at the end of the day, it just gives you opportunity to dollar cost average. Look at those levels, pull those fibs the way that we show you all the time on how to do that stuff here. And shout out to Alex O Crypto and his dedication to teaching and education of the TA to the communities out there. So yeah, that's what you guys got to watch those levels, and when you see those opportunities to get in while you can. TradeFly, OC, what do you got for the people? Let's go ahead and wrap this up and head out of here for the day.
Yeah, hey, as always, it's great mixing up with you guys. Sorry, I seem to be like the Debbie Downer perma bear throughout the show, but yeah, man, just be cautious, as Piper always says, use a stop loss, and good on you if you jumped on the red. I mean, a lot of people are all about that buying the dip. So, if you caught some good ones like ONDO and Render, those all had nice moves off of that. Congrats, man. Good job. My head was just in a different game at that point. So you guys have a great day, and we'll do this again tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let's see what you got, bro.
Guys, thanks so much for joining today. As always, it's lovely to have you guys here, and also reading at all of those beautiful comments that we have right next to me. And also, guys, remember to hit that like button right down there, because if you do, somebody else will do the dishes for you. So don't believe me? Try it yourself. Click that like button and watch the magic happen.
Yep, and don't forget, guys, if you guys need any last-minute advice, call Ernest there at decrypted.tax. Just look at the link down below. You'll get a free consultation. So TradeFly is trying to give you 5 behind the Piper Academy logo there. And guys, make sure you follow us all on X. Right there's all of our handles there. We've got TradeFly, Crux Crypto, Real OCG, Piper Academy, Army Piper, and we're going to get ZTS on there soon. So ZTS Rhythm will be on there. Guys, shout out to the chat, the alumni. Thank you all for being here today. And again, my condolences go out to Dave Digital and Randy Hipper over there, and Mike Play, because they lost a dear friend in the mining community. So my thoughts and prayers go out to you, man, and good luck to everyone today on the charts. We will be back here tomorrow right here on Piper Academy, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where we'll be bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets. Everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, guys, trade safe. And as always, use the stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after the wheels fall off. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. TradeFly, get the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!